So many people ask me what a CGM is. A CGM is a continuous glucose monitor, and it will show you what my effectively what my blood sugar is actually doing. But it's really testing my interstitial fluid, which is the sugar goes into your bloodstream, comes out, and goes into the rest of the body, the rest of the limbs, and this is where the CGM monitors the interstitial fluid. So you can actually tell how much sugar was in your bloodstream at any one moment in time, and it's normally updating every 1 minute, or at least this model is the Abbott FreeStyle Navigator. So you can actually see a very good trend. It's whereas normally if you were testing your blood sugar with a blood glucose meter, finger stick pricker, then you'd probably be testing 6 to 10 times a day. Whereas with this, you're testing effectively 60 times an hour, 24 hours a day. So I'll just show you here. So my blood sugar at the moment is 5.6. I've had lunch about an hour ago, which was a grilled Cajun chicken piece, about 110 grams with a salad. So I can actually go in and set the reports, and I can look at the line graphs, or I can look at statistics, look at line graphs. And I can actually see what my blood sugar was doing 2 hours within the last 2 hours. Now there is always a delay with CGM. CGM can sometimes lag around up to 15 minutes. So if you are having a hypo, it does actually take a while for it to respond and show your blood sugar rising. But here's the 2 hour graph, and you can scroll through if you want, through the various time cycles. Or you can actually look at a 4 hour graph, and it shows a little bit more of a trend that's going on there. So at 12 o'clock, you can see that so just before 12 I had lunch. I'm going to do a 6 hour graph, a 12 hour graph, and then here you can see sort of between 6 and 8 was when I had breakfast, and that was a bowl of muesli. And then I can look back at the last 24 hours, which was a little bit more of a spike. 8 o'clock the previous evening, and actually, so I was actually, my blood sugar was dropping quite a lot between 4 and 6. I had lunch or dinner at that point around about 5:30. Blood sugar went up and probably had a little bit too much carbs, and it stayed up pretty much through the night until it started dropping around midnight. So this is a very good indication of the graphs. You can also set alarms. So you can actually set a low blood glucose alarm at 3.9, telling you that you're hypo, and it will start beeping at you and alerting you. You can set a high glucose alarm as well. If you go too high, you can also set a projected low and a projected high. So rather than actually waiting until you actually reach 3.9, it will actually start alerting you if your blood sugar is dropping too quickly, and then tell you that there is a projected low, which could be sort of within the next half an hour. They tend to be pretty good in the daytime, although they tend to nag you a lot, so I find I tend to turn them off, because I certainly at night I do find that the alarms do get a little bit annoying and do continually try to wake you up. You can also get alarms for data loss, system alarms, progressive tones as well. So you can actually set these tones, preset tones. You can also go in and look at the event history. So you can actually look back and say, well, what was my blood sugar or the CM at 10-minute intervals, and page back. So you can see it's 1356, 5.4, 1346 was 5.4, 1336 was 5.3, and 1326 was 4.4. So you can actually page back. You can do it in 10-minute intervals, you can do it in 60 or 120-minute intervals. You can also look at your blood sugar. This was actually when you did a finger prick test for calibration. You have to calibrate at the 1 hour, 2 hour mark after inserting the sensor, the 10 hour, and then the 24 hour, and then 72 hour. You can also log insulin, meals here, and exercise if you want to. I don't tend to do that. You can also set the glucose targets, and this is how the graph shades. So if you wanted the graph to go darker grey between 4.4 and 10, that is normally what I try to aim to have my blood sugars within, and if not, you then actually see it actually. So if I go into the line graphs here, you can actually see. So really, this darker grey here is 4.4 to 10 millimole. And that's really about it from the perspective of the FreeStyle Navigator 1.5. There's a new model coming out, the FreeStyle Navigator 2. Will be available in August, end of August 2013, which hopefully will be a much more improved version. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of an intro really into CGM and what it does and how it can help control your blood sugar.